Um, Hello and welcome back to the Paper Soprano podcast. I am your podcast host, and my name is Heidi, and it is great to be back here with you guys today. I feel like, I don't know, I have to talk to you about something that I feel like people experience, but I'm experiencing it a lot today for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. Perhaps it's because I saw my friends, and I will tell you about that in a second. But I feel like the main character today. And if you are like a TikTok person and you're on TikTok, or like you have seen like a playlist of songs that like songs to listen to when you're the main character, like, do you guys know what I mean when I say that? Some people probably will immediately, but for the people who don't, um, what I'm talking about is like basically it's this feeling for me that I have pretty much had my whole life, and I feel like everyone pretty much has this feeling. If you don't feel like this, I don't know why you wouldn't, because you can't, live anybody else's experiences, but like basically you're the main character and like your life is a movie and everything's just like happening around you, and like all of the music that you listen to is like the soundtrack to the movie, and like there are different shots of you. Like sometimes if I find myself in a particular place, I'll be like, this seems like a scene in a movie or something, or like, I don't know, I've never tried to like describe it to anyone what that feeling is, like feeling like the main character. And I hope that's not cringe that I'm talking about this, but I don't know, I've never heard anybody talk about it. I think that it's something that people should experience. Like, you should have this like playful feeling where you feel like you're the main character of your life. You know what I mean? Like, is this weird? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel as though things that happen to me in my life are just like, maybe also could be on a sitcom, not just a movie. Like, there's a lot of instances in my life where I'm like, this is an episode of a sitcom. Like, this cannot be happening. Like, if something bad happens to me, or if like something happens to one of my friends and they're like telling me about it, or like I'm telling a story, like I really do sometimes feel like the main character. Like, I don't know, it's fun. Like, do it. Like, I was just right now, what prompted me to say this was, right now I was like cleaning some dishes and doing some laundry and like, just sprucing up. And I'm like blasting my boy Jacob Collier in my ears, because for some reason this has become like my triumphing breakup music. Like, all of Jacob Collier's music is like now reclaimed as my music for overcoming things. And I was just feeling it, I was really feeling it, and feeling it in a way that I was like really not concerned about what it looked like or what I was doing particularly. I was just like living it up, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's because maybe I'm having a good day because I had some socially distanced coffee with my literal soulmate, Alina Tamburini, and also Catherine. I love you, mean it, but Alina's my soulmate. I'm sorry. And also Catherine, my wonderful, amazing, powerful, phenomenal human being of a friend, Catherine Vetter, and Alina Tamburini, living our lives, getting socially distanced coffee on campus this morning before they had their Sputterbox rehearsal. And yeah, dude, real fun times. Hold on, is my laptop plugged in? Why you no charge? For why? I don't know. Hopefully we'll make it. We're living on the edge today, you guys. Just living on the edge. Oh my god, did my charger die? Wow. This is a mystery. If this podcast goes up, then My laptop did not die. Or my charger did not die. Okay, we're gonna figure this out together right now. Hi, plug. Hi, outlet. Hey, girl. Please, let's not let her laptop die in the middle of the semester. That would be really not good. Please, please. Dude. I'm actually. Oh my god. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Like, I'm in the middle of telling you about how I'm the main freaking character, and I'm like, why is it? Oh. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. The light came back on, and now it's charging. This is my life. This is just my life. I go through these like minor crises every day. Crises. Yeah. So, but minor crises. Minor crisis averted, you guys. Minor crisis averted. Our laptop charger is working. We just had to, did you try plugging it in or unplugging it and plugging it back in? Have you tried turning it off and turning it on? Yes, Kevin from IT, I did. But thanks. Thanks for your expertise. Anywho, so I hung out with my friends today. I'm living my life. I wonder if you can hear my earrings on the pod. You probably can. I'm so distracted right now. Ew. What is this energy? So, stay on topic, Heidi. God, you are a professional podcaster now. Just kidding. I'm definitely not. So I went and got coffee this morning, and I hung out with my friends, and literally, if this energy right here, girl, if this isn't a testament to what social interaction, like meaningful social interaction can do to your psyche, I don't know what is. Okay? This is like, I'm sure they've wrote about this in some textbooks somewhere. But anyway, yeah, I'm just living my life today. Had a good lesson. With one of my students. We had a Baroque ensemble coaching in which I was definitely not so great in. Definitely gonna have to keep practicing, but this was the first obviously. This was the first rehearsal that we had on this piece. It's a Monteverdi piece. I told you guys about it yesterday. And also had another coaching on the Haydn. Gotta keep working on that tonight. I've got a lot of markings. This weekend is gonna be a lot of me memorizing my first recit and my last recit. And really, I'm like in recit mode. I'm like, screw the arias for now. Sorry, girl. You're not the main character right now. The recits are what are going to kill me, because if you listened to yesterday's episode, you would know that I was struggling. But also, speaking of struggling, I feel as though I'm not struggling as much today. And I'm. Oh. Can you guys hear that helicopter? This is the most random podcast I think I've made to date. What is this going to be? 84? 85? 84 probably, I think. I don't know. But yeah, people, if you're still listening at this point, bravo, because your attention span is way better than mine. I'm just all over the place. I feel like I'm living. I feel like I'm breathing. I feel like I'm thriving with a capital T. And yeah, I don't know, vocally, like that's what I was thinking about earlier a second ago. I was struggling, and I have been struggling a little bit, but I feel like I'm on the ascent. I'm ascending. I'm getting better. I don't know. I feel like the post-nasal drip sitch is improving, and the fatigue sitch is also improving. I sang for a while today. I sang for like probably an an hour and a half today already because I did have 2 hour coachings, but I didn't sing for like the whole hour. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I did a warm up and I taught a lesson. So there was a good amount of vocalizing today, but I don't feel nearly as problematic, and I'm poking around and I don't feel any like weird things happening. Definitely pulled a muscle in my neck a couple weeks ago somewhere. I was getting really into handstands. Like literal handstands, like standing on your hands. Like I when you're just walking around your apartment alone and you're like, I really, really, really need to do a handstand right now. Or like a cartwheel. Like, do you ever get that? Do you ever have that? Because I do. And a couple weeks ago, I started doing them, like, up against one of my walls in here. Hilarious. Hilarious endeavor. And honestly, terrifying. If you haven't done a handstand or a cartwheel or, like, I don't know, like a front handspring or a back handspring or whatever, like, if you've ever done gymnastics or you've done tumbling in the past and you haven't done it in a long time and you're like, okay, I'm just going to start doing it again. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to go. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go. And then you like try and amp yourself up and you're like, and you get so close to it and you like put your foot out and you put your hands out and you're like, okay, ready, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. And you just can't do it. Like that's literally what I was doing a couple weeks ago, but I've gotten better at it. And I find it hilarious. If you're ever like in a really bad mood and you're like somebody's like, "Oh, you should take a walk." And you're like, "I just don't feel like doing that. Like I just don't want to commit to a walk or it's too long or whatever. I don't want to go outside. It's too cold, blah blah blah." Girl, find an empty wall and get you some space and do a freaking handstand. And just be upside down for as long as you can, and then shake it off, walk around for 10 seconds, and then do another one. And do that whole thing like 10 times. I guarantee you're going to be laughing your ass off. Okay? Bonus points if you film it and send it to me, because that's hilarious. If you ever want to see a 25-year-old woman just going for a handstand at like 7:30 p.m., come on over to my apartment because you will see it. Okay? It will be on full display. Oh, guys. I had a very strange dream last night, and I just looked over at my phone, and I remember that I wrote it down, and I'm wondering if I should tell you about it. I don't know. I think I will. Honestly, who cares? Nobody listens to this anyway. If you're listening to this, not saying you're nobody, but there's like 12 of you, so I'm not very worried. Okay, so if you're not into dreams, like if you don't like hearing other people's dreams or like you think other people's dreams are stupid or whatever, you can just like skip ahead. I don't know. Um but I do want to like share a little bit about this because I think for me, I am really interested in other people's dreams. I think that they're insane. I think that some people have really, really vivid dreams, and I like hearing about people's like implied significance, like whatever they think their dream means. I love hearing people interpret it. Like, I just love that. So, if you're on board with that, stick around because we're about to get into it. So, little backstory, my dreams have always been extremely, extremely long. Like, very drawn out, lots of different places, lots of different scenes. Sometimes I can wake up and fall back asleep and be in the same dream. I always equate them to like big long movies where I can't control what comes next and I can't control when it ends. So sometimes I can lucid dream, like I know some people are really good at that. I pretty much always know that I am dreaming, but not all the time can I control what's happening in the dream, if that makes any sense. Sometimes I can, but that's only if I'm like really not anxious, which doesn't happen a lot. So, yeah, they're really long movie dreams and lots of characters. Sometimes this really annoys me, especially if I'm having a lot of anxiety. Like, I'll have dreams about like really dark, twisted stuff, like bad natural disasters or like terrible, gory things or horrible catastrophes. Like, I will have dreams about those kinds of things. And I will wake up in the morning and be like, ugh, like I feel like I didn't get any sleep. I feel like I watched like a a sci-fi thriller movie that whole night and I didn't get any sleep. But anyway, so I had a weird dream last night about my ex. Ha ha ha. I'm not going to tell you which ex, but yeah, so here we go. Basically, I was in like a really strange place, kind of like a subway station. So, not like a subway if you're not from the city, like not a sandwich shop, like the actual subway. It looked kind of like Penn Station, like with food vendors and um it seemed like a very halfway place. Like I seemed as though it could be a lot of things, but it kind of appeared as Penn Station. So I was in Penn Station basically, and Sarah Bareilles was there. And I was like, "Hey girl." Like I didn't say anything to her, but I have been in my real life. I have been listening to a lot of Sarah Bareilles, and I was sitting at this long table, kind of in a lunchroom setting, felt like a lunchroom, and with all these strangers, random people who I don't know who they were, and they were all speaking German. I kid you not. Like these are the details. Like I wrote this all down as soon as I woke up. As soon as I woke up, I wrote all this down. So they were all speaking German, and there was this little kid who looked like he was like 10 years old who recognized one of Sarah Bareilles' songs, which happened to be playing on some like loudspeaker. We were in like a cafeteria kind of place. And I was impressed because I was like, oh, he's pretty young, and that song came out like 7 or 8 years ago. Like, that's pretty good. So I said something to this kid, and it wasn't in German, obviously. So, like, they all looked at me and didn't understand. But Sarah looked at me also, and she did understand. And I was like, nice. And then she, like, I guess, invited me to her house. So we, like, went to Sarah Bareilles' house. And, yeah, I don't really know how we transitioned there. I don't really have any recollection of that. But we somehow ended up in her apartment, and it was like nice, like, like boho kind of place, like classic New York apartment. And we were all getting ready to like have a jam sesh, right? We were all getting ready. We were like sitting down. Everybody's bringing out their guitars and their horns and stuff, and people are like, she was setting up a piano, and then who shows up? But one of my exes and two of our mutual friends who we like used to hang out with a lot. And yeah, so that was pretty upsetting. Just shows up right in the middle of my like dream with Sarah Bareilles. I'm like, what the hell? Like here I am getting ready to jam with Sarah, and you decide to just pop in. Rude. So the jam starts, and I'm like taking a back seat because obviously now I don't want to like make music with these people. Like I'm not trying to have special moments with these people now. You know what I mean? So it was really unfortunate, and I did throw in like a few little things here and there, and some harmonies at the end of whatever we sang. I don't even remember. But it was pretty much nothing at all. Like I pretty much did not contribute, and I felt like really disappointed. And he was like really happy with that. Like my ex was really happy, and I was really dissatisfied because I wanted to do more, and I wasn't happy taking a back seat. Like I it was really really minimal for something that I would want to contribute, but that's how it went. And then we were all walking out of the apartment. It was like really late at night, and I somehow forgot my shoes. Like I remember looking down and being anxious that I didn't have my shoes, and I'm pretty sure I didn't have my coat on or anything. And I felt like stressed, and then I'm just reading what I wrote in my notes. These are so discombobulated. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it seemed really strange because it seemed as though things were falling back in, like, right back into the way things were before me and this ex broke up. And it was like the four of us, and we were all hanging out, and it was fun or whatever, but it, like, I had this, like, feeling in my gut that was like, ugh. Mainly about my shoes, TBH, but also I was really conflicted and, like, of course I was happy to be back there in a, like, a way, like there was a part of me that was happy about it, but there was also, I'm like getting anxious, like there was also such a sickening feeling. I wrote almost the feeling of dread. He put his arm around my waist while we were walking, which TBH he never really did in real life. This was just like a movie thing for my own brain, and I saw it like happening. And in the dream, I got spooked and I moved away quickly. And I remember seeing myself, shaking my head as if I was watching myself from outside my own body. And then I woke up. So, yeah, I mean, I take away from that, like, I was living my life, you know, going about, like, I'm just going through it. I love me some Sarah Bareilles. I was making, like, trying to make music, trying to live my life, and then this memory or this thing from my past, this person from my past is like coming in and, like, I don't know, I interpret that as like me being aware, oh sorry, me being aware of the fact that those things are not helpful to me right now. Like, I'm not going to be able to make music with this this energy anymore, you know, which is kind of unfortunate because there has been good things to come out of you know, past relationships in the past. Obviously, they were good when they were good, and then when when they decided to get bad, they were bad. So that was my dream, you guys, and that might seem like a lot, but that was pretty tame. Not gonna lie. I've definitely had dreams where I've been, like, in a freaking tsunami. And, like, literally where I've been in a car accident so bad that, like, my car was, like, falling into a lake or something, and I had to, like, break out my windows and swim to the top, and I, like, broke my leg or something. You know, like, all of these crazy things. I have the weirdest dreams. The most vivid, realistic, never like fantasy, I feel like, anymore. When I was younger, I used to have dreams of, like, flying and breathing underwater and doing cool things, like, with, you know, magic and dragons and wizards and things that are cool. But now I just have dreams of, like, you know, missing the date for my taxes or something. I'm not kidding. I've had dreams like that before. Like, ooh, girl, it is. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so let's read some stuff here today. Yesterday, whoa, am I having a stroke? Yesterday, we read a little bit. Oh, sorry, let me move this mic. We are so professional here, you guys. Yesterday we read. What did we read? Who did we read? Oh yeah, Monteverdi. Duh. So living for that. Okay. Oh my God. Today we have Italy's spoiled darling, Giovanni Battista Pergolesi. Okay. Don't know why he's called Italy's spoiled darling, but we're about to find out. If you're new to this segment, this is Minute Sketches of Great Composers, where we read about a composer every day. Likely, very likely, a dead white guy. So prepare yourself for the informative stylings of Eva and Helen, who wrote this book in the 30s. Here we go! One of the lesser stars whose light twinkled for fewer than the allotted span of years was Pergolesi. Since, like the poet Keats, he died of tuberculosis before he was 30. There is more of promise than of performance in the works he left. Still, the list is not inconsiderable, comprising 12 operas, 3 oratorios, a number of masses, cantatas, and other church music, 30 trios, and the famous Stabat Mater. Stabat Mater. Okay. It's not that famous. I don't know what it is. Just kidding. Romance colors his life. Ooh, love that for him. Born of obscure parents in the town of Jesi, okay, on January 10th, 1710, he grew his musical wings in the Conservatorio dei Poveri in Naples. His instinctive talent for composition was noticed when he played on the violin some chromatic passages he had written, and thereafter he became the petted protege of the head of the Conservatorio. Handsome as the painter, Raphael, whom he closely resembled, courted left and right after the success of his first opera, San Guglielmo d'Aquitania, in 1731. He had every inducement for riotous living, inducements to which he succumbed freely, his excesses being notable even in those tolerant days. Oh, live your life, Pergolesi. But at the premiere of his last opera, D'Olympiade, catcalls and rotten oranges were the response of his fickle Italians who had so generously applauded his earlier efforts. As he sat bowed in discouragement, a titled lady, Maria Spinelli, quieted the hubbub and whispered a few words of cheer. A mutual love grew from the incident, waxing ever more ardent until the day when Maria's 3 brothers marched in, armed to teeth, and offered her the choice between marrying a man of her own rank or seeing her lover slain. Are you freaking kidding me? She chose to retire to a convent where she died within the year. Okay, somebody needs to write something about this. Somebody needs to write a frickin' opera about Pergolesi's life. About Maria Spinelli. Oh my god. Pergolesi, meanwhile, racked by consumption, betook himself to Pozzoloi, where he composed his last and greatest piece, the Stabat Mater, a tribute to his love. Passionate and dramatic, it is operatic rather than religious music, but it has distinct sentimental charm. Bellini called it a divina poema de dolore. Shortly after it was completed, March 16, 1736, its composer breathed his last. His best opera, La Serva Padrona, one of the first Italian operas to be recognized in Paris long after its composer was beyond hearing, precipitated the famous anti-Rameau controversy in 1752, wherein Rameau's supremacy in the opera was first challenged. Its vivacious, sparkling dialogue was a blessed relief from the stilted operatic grandiloquence. Okay, that's a word. Then in vogue, lightened the musical dough of... Oh, wait, hold on, sorry. Skipped a line. I can read, you guys, I promise. Pergolesi was ahead of his time in spirit. His influence was the yeast that lightened the musical dough of many of his successors. Okay, we love a yeasty guy. Yeast. Why would you use yeast, Eva and Helen? If these ladies are still alive, I'd love to meet them. Like, yeast? He was the yeast that lightened the dough of his successors. Where do you come up with this? Where does one sit down and go, how can I describe this guy as, like, you know, a pioneer of sorts? How about yeast? How about yeast? You guys feeling that? You guys, any of you editors? Anyone? All right, well, I'm in charge, so I'm going to write yeast. Honestly, though, for sure, the biggest takeaway here is our girl Maria Spinelli. She stuck up for him when people were throwing rotten oranges at him at the premiere of his last opera. Obviously, he didn't know he was going to die, but, like, looking back, that's pretty significant. People were throwing oranges. Oh my god. Fickle Italians who had so generously applauded his earlier efforts. Italians are brutal, dude. A brutal when it comes to opera. Oh, wow. Maria. And they were not of the same class, which is a freaking love story, if I ever heard it. Wow. And they were armed. They were going to kill that guy. They were literally going to kill Pergolesi. Those three brothers were going to kill this dude because their sister was not going to marry a man of her own rank. Excuse me? She needs to be a Disney princess immediately. Or like, we need to write a whole show about this. Guys, if you're a composer, listen, David Voss, if you're out there, all my friends who are like, you know, Sam, David, all of these people who are at Stony Brook who are composition majors, Kyle, get on this, dude. We need an opera about this. You need to write a musical or something. Hamilton who? Okay? Who? Hamilton? Never heard of him. How about Pergolesi? Okay. I need content. I need spice. I need drama. I need a reenactment of these fickle Italians. I need characters. I need the three brothers as characters. Hit me up, dude. I'll send you this little inspirational thing so you can just start writing a show. How fun! Come on, this would be a great story. And I don't necessarily know why they called him Italy's spoiled darling. Like, that was his subtitle? Not sure why. But also, I also don't understand why they said his influence was the yeast that lightened the musical dough of many of his successors. Maybe that could be a line in one of the tunes. If you're gonna make a musical, like, make it one of those fun, upbeat, contemporary musicals. We're killing it. Something that all the 9-year-olds want to sing in their voice lessons. I need some kind of allusion to the word yeast. Okay? Just, I need that, like, sprinkled in there. I think that would be really, really prime. Oh, all right. So, here we are. Here we sit. I'm feeling a little bit like myself today, and I'm very happy about that. So I hope that you guys all enjoyed this episode. I'm going to make some dinner. Maybe it'll be soup again. Who knows? Who can say? I hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Paper Soprano podcast. I, of course, am your podcast host. And if you want to support this podcast, you can subscribe. You can leave me a comment about how you're going to write me a musical. Maria Spinelli, thank you very much. I'd like to sing the lead, of course. Thank you. And you can also like this video if you so please. Of course, no pressure, honestly. This is a hot mess of a podcast. So, I'm just here to chat with you guys. I'm just here to have a good time with my friends. Like I had a good time with my friends this morning. Yeah, so I hope you have also a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night whenever you happen to be listening to this. And I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow. So, okay, love you, mean it. Bye.